Next coming up to the stage, Facebook sensation, Von Fry.
Yeah, can you maybe put it?
Hey, how's everybody? Cool, this is really nice. Like, last time I did this, there was a megaphone, and now there's a microphone, so upgrades. Good stuff. I haven't been around lately. I was in Hartford, Connecticut for a job interview. My agent slash mom got me this interview with this outfit that was looking for a comedy writer and for what they called America's Last Great Variety Show. Any ideas what that could be? WWE Monday Night Raw. And so they actually flew me in, and I thought, okay, this is going pretty well. This is a $200,000 TV writing gig. All right. Now you can tell I didn't get the job because I'm here, but I'll tell you how I didn't get it. So I'm not a huge wrestling fan, but I know a few of the names. And this one big name superstar was there at the interview, and I totally botched his name, and that pretty much ended the interview. So I'm shaking his hand, and I say, hey, Cold Stone Steve Austin, and that got awkward. So here I am. While I was also out, I visited my grandfather, and he's 86 years old. I last saw him a year ago. He bought a Thompson 50 caliber machine gun because he was concerned that Hillary Clinton was going to become president and make buying guns really hard for him. And he still seems to think Hillary Clinton's going to be president and take his guns. And I ask him, hey, what are you going to do if Hillary Clinton shows up? Well, he grabs his gun. I'll fill her with holes. Fill her with holes. I'm like, whoa, Jesus. Okay. I'd kind of like to actually see that happen. But it has me also thinking about, well, you know, like, we got these arcade games over here. I was really surprised to see the arcade games at a laundromat. You guys, have you been playing these? I played some Neo Geo. It's a little shooter. And, I mean, violence in video games, was that really a big thing? I don't know. I remember when I was a kid, this Senator Lieberman, he was trying to crack down on violence in video games because there's this game, Mortal Kombat. And like some character would punch another guy in the head and a disproportionate amount of blood would come flying out of it, and we got to guard the kids from the violence in video games. But I actually prefer my violence in video games because, like, after the show here, I'm going to go shoot people in Call of Duty instead of the neighborhood. So, you know, you can have your choice, which you want. But I play a lot of video games, like so much so that just a few years ago I was driving in downtown Wichita, and I got to this red light, and a car pulls up next to me. It's an armored car. And so I roll down my window, and I think, why did I just roll down my window? And then it dawned on me. I've been playing Grand Theft Auto 5 for months, and when Grand Theft Auto 5, you got an armored car come next to you, you roll down your window and you throw plastic explosives at it until you can knock the door off the back and rob it. And that day I didn't have any plastic explosives on me, but, you know, maybe some of that behavior kind of seeped in. But it gave me this idea. I've got this plan to revitalize the economy and stop the war on terror at the same time, all right? So I would take all these shopping malls that are going under. You know, every day I see these news stories about malls that have stores that are going out of business, they're declaring bankruptcy. It's real sad for a 90s kid. I take the shopping malls and I turn them into a prison. And you're thinking, okay, what does this guy know about prison? Hey, I've served time. 5 years at the University of Kansas. Now, it was minimum security, but it was a very expensive state prison, so I know my stuff. And there wouldn't be a lot of changes to these prison malls. Now, there'd be one place to shop, and it would only carry orange Nike tracksuits. And there'd be one place to eat, and that would be McDonald's. And it would be a pretty comfortable time, you know. They're lounging around in their Nike and they're eating Big Macs all day. The inmates would be ISIS leaders. We'd capture them alive, bring them to America, put them in the prison mall. And the most important thing they do is all day they would play on the Xbox a special version of Grand Theft Auto. And this version of Grand Theft Auto, it's a little bit different. The story would take 5 years to complete. It would only really unravel after a set amount of time. They would have this character they play as named David, and he's a rising criminal extraordinaire, and he's going up against the top crime boss in the city, Mr. Big. And these ISIS leaders like, you know what? America's not so bad. You know, we got decent food here. It's comfortable. Video games, you know, they're not so bad. They'd have posters up in their cells of their hero David from Grand Theft Auto. And after their 5-year stint, because I figure 5 years is good enough. That's how long it took me to become a douchebag. So that could transform them. They get to the final segment of their Grand Theft Auto. David finally has Mr. Big cornered, and he has his gun out, and he says, "You made me late for my son's bar mitzvah. Shalom." Boom, shoots him, and a disproportionate amount of blood comes out of his head. And then the ISIS leaders are like, "I'm Jewish. I didn't know I was Jewish this whole time. You know what? Maybe the Jews and we got something in common." And now that they're diabetic and lazy and addicted to video games, Big Macs, and Nike, we can go ahead and release the terrorist leaders. You know, maybe Cold Stone can chip in, give them tickets to WrestleMania. Hey, Von Fry, follow me on Twitter. Thank you.